Me, I'm looking at it in the sense that went through hell and back and we got out on the other side.
Yeah.
Where
No, I see that.
Could have been a guy who lost everything.
Yeah.
During that journey.
Yeah.
Feeling the way that it did.
Yeah, I felt like at times I could have just completely lost you. There was occasions that it probably would have happened, and that, you know, just the thought of that. I think that's why I get emotional about it. Oh my God.
Okay.
Sure,
You want me to get tissue? Shall I just go?
No. I'm fine. It's crazy. Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode. Okay, today, guys, on this episode, we're going to be speaking about supporting each other in a relationship, especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people ask us that recently, especially on the TikTok live.
Yeah.
That was one major question people have been asking. I don't know whether it's because people are struggling at the moment. Still, everyone's struggling, aren't they, financially, with everything going up and wanting to do so much.
And not only that, there's so many people that come on our TikTok live that basically just recently, like still to this day, which nothing wrong, husband's going to work, they've just started families, having kids, and they want to stay at home. The ladies want to stay at home looking after their children. So now all of a sudden, you know, and it's not just like the 6 months that they have like for maternity or anything like that. They just decide that they just want to have a bit of a break, you know, from work. But then now all of a sudden, when you've been having two incomes and living a certain lifestyle, and now you all of a sudden one income coming in, now how do you pay the bills, still carry on with that kind of life, and things like that? But it's lovely to see that we have a different range of audience. That is one, definitely. So there's those new moms. We have that on the TikTok live. We'll have the new moms, a lot of them as well, and then we also have people in our generation, our age group as well, who are either, you know. Also, there's loads of 20-year-olds.
Yeah, that shocked me a lot.
Honestly, we're surprised with so many 20-year-olds that said that, you know, like students from uni and stuff like that, who are in relationships and single, and basically just going, we just want to know more about you guys, because obviously
it shocks me a
been
lot
together
because
for 26 years, and
I always say that, I'd love to know more. Why you guys come here at 20? Why would you want to listen to us for? Like these, like our kids would say, boomers. Why? Our kids they get bored of us. They don't even want no advice from us, but yet we've got these 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
The youngest was probably 17, 20s onwards.
Financial advice. They're asking for relationship advice. More so than parenting advice. We get less on the parenting advice.
Yeah, relationship.
It's more or less relationship. How did you guys, because consider we work together.
We had parent goals this morning. I was like, oh,
so obviously working together and everything, and then having 4 children. So I was working by myself. Yeah. If people don't already know. So I was a police officer for 20 years, and I didn't enjoy my job. I hated my job, and I'm sure people can relate, feeling trapped, but knowing that you've got families to support, you've got a secure job, and that sort of fear of leaving it and trying something else or doing something else, and either it's not working or, you know, things don't.
I think the fear there for ages, just thinking about something, want to try something, that takes coming out of the fear and actually trying something is so many years, isn't it? Don't you think? Like, because you've been thinking forever. It feels like it's been forever. And I can remember even now all the different ideas that you had in your head. Do you remember the bikini idea that you had? What opened a bikini shop? There was a bikini shop, that he went to, because you know what, the bikinis that we were getting from America that he could get hold of. How about if we sell those or something? There was that just to get, and there was also the coffee shop one. And a flower shop one.
And Krispy Kremes before he opened at Maryhill. I came up, and a dessert shop in Maryhill before it was ever come to anyone's minds.
You also tried a fair few different things as well, because Steve loves to write, so he wrote stories.
And then I was also doing movie reviews for people without my name on there.
Yeah.
So for companies.
So it's been a long, that itself, we're taking the actual step. There's been years on end thinking of things to do, what you want to do in the background, and then taking that leap was like, what, how many years later? 8, 9? Actually doing something about it.
Yes.
But that's how long you were in the period of knowing that you wanted to leave, and it was so difficult.
And then it's always that thing of the better the devil you know. You just go, I'm used to this, I know this. It's only another 10 years, another 12 years, and you just keep on going, okay, there's that pension. And it's a
And how quick
secure.
how quick the years fly by as well. You're like, oh yeah, another 5 years to stay in there, whatever.
And I'm sure loads of people
That's what
can
keeps them held on.
yeah, unhappy in their job. Many people are happy in their jobs, but still feel like there's more to life, other things that they could possibly do, like dream jobs. Regardless of how much money you make, when you're working for somebody else, you're still working for somebody else. They set the time, they set the days. You know how much you're going to earn. Yes, you might get promotions. Yes, you might make a bit more money, but you're still working and making money for someone else. Yeah. And obviously me doing what I was doing, the stress that it causes, because you feel that you're suffocating, you feel trapped, you feel like, yet you're encouraging your children and to follow their dreams, study, and I think that's something that parents end up doing, aren't they? It's like they look at their journey, even like say the generations before us and stuff like that. They look at what they had to struggle through and what they had to do in terms of this is why we want our children to study. And maybe get a degree, maybe get a better job than what we would have had. So their future, or the money that they make, they get a better life, and they don't have to be in a job, listen to somebody that they don't want to listen to, feeling like that. But I still think you can still get a degree and still be in that position. There's people out there who can make 50,000, 100,000, a lot more, and still feel like that. But the impact, I mean, put it this way, one thing for sure is it's totally different to when you're single, to when you're in a relationship, to when you've got a family. There's so many, I know, youngsters who started YouTube and doing all this entrepreneur stuff, but they live with their parents. They're in their 20s, they've had good jobs, corporate jobs that they've just gone, we've left it and we've gave it a go for a year. That's all well and good when you haven't got kids or a partner to support. But when you haven't got, someone to depend on, rely on, stuff like that, and you certainly when you're in your 40s and you're thinking, if I screw this up, it's like a captain of a ship, I'm taking everyone down with me. It makes it so much more difficult. Yeah, definitely. So, and then the impact that it has, not so much on, it does have it on your children, because I know it affected my children, seeing me day in, day out, waiting for that last day of work, and then already stressing before the first, before the Monday comes or the first day comes of working. But it has so much impact on your partner. Yeah, definitely. I remember seeing your kind of patterns, like you can't wait. It's like you're waiting for your 3 days, whatever it was, 4 days to be over. And then as soon as it's like the weekend, well, then again, it shifts everywhere. But as soon as a day or two before you're going to go, you can already see me changing. Here we go again. He's I was already preparing myself for me to go back.
Seemed miserable, and you made everyone else miserable around you. It was that bad. And so you just didn't want to be in your way. And then as soon as the days were over, you're coming to your break again, your little couple of days off, then you can see the joy in you again. The energy comes back up again. And then you're already I'm sure lots of people can relate that, and I'm sure there's men and women out there who are at home, whose partners work or whatever it might be, that also can see that in their partners sometimes. Sometimes you're doing a job for the sake of making money. But you're not happy. You're not feeling fulfilled. And like I said, you might even enjoy the job sometimes, but something inside you thinks, I'm cut out to be someone else or do something more. As a partner, you see and you feel it so much more. When you see it in your children, I don't think they understand that time, because they have not worked themselves anyway. But now it's like, I'm sure that they're working, that they understand, even if the job that they've been in for 3 weeks. Like, there's kids out there 3 weeks and they've got their parents to fall back on. I don't like this. I'm not doing this. We've had that ourselves with the youngest, Casey. She was working in KFC and she was like, I can't do this. No, 3 months and that's it. And I hope that they do kind of have time out where they do think, shit, Dad was in a job for 20 years to support us, and he how much he hated it. But he's stuck in there. But even I used to say to Sri, and this is one thing, and you do end up, you could say you're insecure, but you also can be envious in that sense of you would start a job, and it wasn't because of, sometimes it used to be to do with finance, sometimes it was just to get out and you want to do something, and because you felt crap, you'll see me
feeling the way that I am, and you're thinking, well, I'm going to support,
something.
I might as well do something because I don't want him to go through this
Yeah.
by himself, and if there's any way I can support and do something,
Yeah.
it'll help out. But then you'll join or do something that you don't want to do, but it's whatever's available due to being a mom and working around,
the hours
schedule
that you
of the kids and everything else, and also my shift patterns that wouldn't allow you to work certain hours and days.
That was horrible.
So that would happen, but then it would be that thing of going, I hate this job, either I hate the boss or I hate this, and you'll just go, and I'll be like going, just leave it then, and you'll go, okay, but then I'll feel like it's all right for you. You can depend on me.
You used to say that a lot.
You can leave if you don't like something, but I can't.
Yeah.
And here's this feeling of, so there's guilt on you, but the thing is, there's this feeling of, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm suffering
and that
here.
pressure as a
horrible.
man, I felt it so much. But you know what? The thing is, I look at us and I think how much it's made us such a strong couple. Like the things that we've been through, the things that we've had to deal with.
Many people would have broke.
That's where I was going to get to. People walk out and stuff like that, easily. You think people have affairs and they walk out on each other, but even this, financially struggling, you seen your partner going through stuff. And it affects the kids, it affects everyone around you.
It's not just when one partner's working. Sometimes it could be two partners working, and you still can't pay certain things, and you find things difficult. With the money that you're making, or one makes a bit more than the other. It still can be basically financially. It can cause issues in a relationship where everything else is fantastic.
Yeah.
And certainly in this day and age with social media, when people are seeing other people going on holiday or doing this and they're eating out and wearing this, wearing that, you start looking at it and you're going, even though I still are working, we're there paying mortgage or the bills, we haven't got that life.
Do you remember, when you're saying that, forget social media, I remember this one time I was going out with a friend and she'd spoil me for any occasion, birthday and everything, and I'd want to do the same for her, and I wouldn't spend so much. I didn't spend much. Okay, one item.
Because Sweet's a giver. Sweet's very much. If someone does something for me, not just even if someone didn't, if she goes to an event or she goes to any function, birthdays, whatever, even if it's Christmas, Sweet always is a person who feels like, you know what, this person said that they wanted this, or this, I know this person likes this. She's very much, it doesn't matter, friends or family, she loves to give, and nothing wrong with that. But for us, it was like, one salary coming, 6 of us in the house. Everyone knows it's not even, slightest bit easy. So especially when someone would go out their way and do something for you or our children, straight it will be like, you know what, this person's done this. And not because, oh God, they done it, I've got to do more. It was more or less like, I want to show that I appreciate it and, that this person is valued. So whenever something came, and for me, the friends that she had were single, not in a relationship, not got kids, 4 or 5 years probably difference, working as well. So they go out their way knowing that Sweet wants something, and they'll go, she deserves it. And they were being really good friends. She's at home, she deserves something. Because she'll mention something when they go out, but I can't, because everything you would buy for our kids. Yeah, so you'll put them first and you go, my kids want this. I would have bought that, but forget me. Let me get this for my kids. Or let me get this for so-and-so, whoever it might be. And they felt like, you know what, you deserve something. So they would go out their way and get you something that you mentioned that I would have got this for myself, but it's okay. But then it would be their occasion, and so it would be like, I want to get them a cake. I want to go to their birthday. I want to get a nice dress. I want to, they wanted this. And I'm looking at them going, I can't afford that. I can't do that. You're not understanding. I get it. I know you want to do that, but do you not understand? I can't do that. And then it'll be like, we would have an issue because going, but this person done so much for me and I want to do it. And it will be like, yeah, I get it.
I'll just say, okay.
Stop taking things off these people.
I don't take it.
She didn't. No.
I didn't take it. I mean, I'll be left there if I don't take it. But the thing is, I'd say, well, we'll cut down on doing certain things just to get that friend something, because I feel like I would like to do something in return. But when you're saying that as well, thoughts in my head are coming past, like when I'd want to, like you say, I'd put the kids first. We'd go shopping. The kids and us would go shopping spree, if not all together. And we'd go around, and it'd be so cool. Like we'll get loads of stuff, but even then it was always we'd go the first, and they've got a habit of doing that as well, and I felt bad But we used to always straight away, we find a sale section, we're in the sales.
Yeah.
It was never like full price stuff. So we were very mindful of when we were.
And not only that, we basically always, whatever the kids sort of asked for, all of them didn't ask for much. I think many of them, and that sort of destroyed you a bit because you knew that they weren't asking because they understood. Obviously our eldest asked,
She did.
but whenever she asked, we got it. Where, we still went out of the way. We're going, we took them out to eat more than anything.
Yeah.
We just thought it was bonding time, it doesn't matter, but we don't eat more.
It started to not mean anything because we're doing it so often. We're trying to fill the void with eating at places.
Yeah.
It wasn't good for us. But yeah, the oldest would ask, the younger ones were like, no, we're not going to ask. And it was the case. Even if they did, like, when they had something, it wouldn't be like sales then. If they had something coming up, we'd make sure we spend that good money on it, whether it was a prom dress or like going head to toe with the jewelry, it wouldn't be like, we'd put a lot into it, then think about ourselves. We'd make sure, for us it'd mean more to do more for them.
Yes.
Than it
Christmas, birthdays, whatever it was.
Yeah.
If we didn't have to get something or we want something, we'll just put it aside. It's okay, we'll make do.
Yeah.
Kept on make do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the other parents can relate to that. But the difficulty that happens is you start, feeling bad. That I'm sure there's many men and women out there when they can't give more to their partners and their children. They start feeling really resentful, like, with themselves. They beat themselves up thinking, you know what, we can't do what other people can do for our family. But at the same time, they sometimes feel trapped in the sense of doing a job that they don't want to do, but fearing trying something else just in case, again, not knowing, what if they lose that job or things don't work out in the way that they want to. Here we're secure.
See, we had that, and I had the fear of something happening to you. Like, I really did, because the points that you would get to, that, you're in this job and the state that you're getting into as well. We're not going to lie here, are we?
No.
Full podcast.
No.
Be honest about it. Like, so there was times where you'd have to go into work, and you are completely depressed. Like, you're depressed, and we're trying to get you to see somebody, and me, like, doing my best to try and get someone to see you.
Yeah.
Just so scared that something's going to happen.
And not only that, you was dealing with stuff, your own personal
But I think I put my stuff
time.
to the side. When it came to you...
And the kids.
When it came to the kids...
stuff... Yeah, for me and the kids, you put your stuff aside. But you also needed help.
But I think that's what a mum would do, isn't it? I think any mum would do that, really. Whatever you're going through isn't much. It doesn't seem much like your kids and your partner, especially knowing how much, like, they needed you and what you were going through. I think that was, like... such a scary time.
Yeah. And also the thought of feeling, because Sweet wasn't working and the kids weren't working, they were like obviously young and all that, and we haven't got any support, family support, friends support, group or anything like that. That feeling was, you lot don't understand how I'm thinking or how I'm feeling, and you guys can't help me. But it was just like, I've got to get myself out of this, and I don't know which way to go.
No.
And I'm sure there's so many people out there who sometimes feel like that, and then their partners just see a broken person and an unhappy person, and they're just like thinking, you know what, I can't be around this. Because not only it's affecting me, it's affecting the kids and things like that. So trust us, I tell you, we've gone through some real difficult moments.
It makes me emotional we're talking about it, because it just
Yeah.
takes you back how deep it was. And it wasn't just like you were going through your stuff. Like you said, I put my stuff on the side. But seeing that and having to become something else yourself, I feel like you've got to like become... Like I felt like I was strong at the time, but I know I wasn't inside.
Yeah.
But you have to put this whole persona, this new, face on as well. Even when you're out there in the world, like you're out there, you meet people.
Yeah.
It's,
you gotta just act and pretend that everything's okay and everyone's okay,
and just hope that everything just for the best just works out, like slowly. So you take day by day, but it was so difficult.
And then at the same time, trying to encourage your kids and saying, follow your dreams and do what you want to do.
Yeah, everything just came in one. Like everything just like started to crumble all in one. Like we wanted. Like obviously they didn't know where they wanted to go as well. They didn't want to go uni.
And then the kids were dealing with different issues. Like they had their exams and they had other stresses.
And obviously after
Things
as
were
well, it was
happening,
like
and that
mental
was-
health with what we'd gone through, and they're about to see that as well, the struggle. It was so hard for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's
Well, like I
just-
said, they were also doing their subjects and doing their studying. They had exams and stuff like that. There was other situations that were happening with their friends and things, all
Yes.
this
Oh,
other stuff.
God,
So,
yeah.
loads of things.
That one point where
We were dealing with,
so much.
each individual child was dealing with something or the other.
Our
You know,
oldest
separately.
daughter had lost a close friend to suicide, and that was
Yeah.
I don't know how I got through that phase.
One of our
At all.
daughters wasn't well.
Our daughter wasn't well at the same
and
time that had happened with another friend.
She became, I think she put so much pressure on herself to become a perfectionist in wanted to achieve, because maybe it is like looking at us and thinking and feeling the way that we were. You
Don't
know,
wanna be
that
like them.
I need to make sure that I do this because I
Yeah.
don't want to be going through
What they're going
you know,
through.
he's going through or what he's feeling.
Yeah.
You know, that I pursue what I've got to.
Yeah.
And there was this pressure of, you know, achieving,
Yeah.
succeeding no matter what, but it was mentally affecting.
And then you had that the other daughter's friend had she'd lost her to suicide, and even that I can't. You know, I even thought about it the other day. Like, how difficult was that?
Yeah.
That whole thing, seeing what we were going through in the household anyway.
Can I also mention, sorry, I know it's just like our son also, you know, there was a time period, he's okay now, but we had to take him to hospital weekly. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's like some people give up on the smallest things, but then there's some people, you can go through a lot that's happening around you, you know, difficult. Our son basically had issues with walking. He was only little. So we had to
Forget
take him
that
to...
today he's actually fallen down the school stairs. He's come home now and he's grazed his whole leg, and it's because of the same problem that C's about to tell
we
you.
used to take him to Birmingham Children's Hospital on a weekly basis. He had to have splints, he had to have plasterer, various things. So we were taking him, we were taking the other daughter, we were being mindful of the other one.
Isn't it crazy?
And yet Street had her things that one day she'll talk about, things that she had to put aside, but she was trying to get help and support from. I was going through mine, and I was also going, at the same time, I was going through bullying at work, which was pushing me even more of why I wanted to leave. So I was going through bullying at work, and I wanted to get out, and I was feeling suffocated. But at the same time, it was like, got to make money, got all these things that are happening, got to be here. So you pick yourself up for everyone else, but you then just, you know, feel horrible in yourself.
Yeah.
And you're doing the same.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with your own demons and issues and everything else, but yet having to support everyone else.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to manage and deal with. And yet then still focusing on, we need to make this money to look after our family, no matter what. And I'm sure there's people out there who can relate or feeling the same way.
Yeah, but also try to be the best that we could for each other. Like, you know, try and make moments happy. And I know, like, there was times where, oh God, things had gone chaotic and stuff, but just trying to be the best that you could, just to get everyone's mind off things and do things. I was looking back at old films and photos just because I'm cleaning my... I'm going to end up crying here. Cleaning my phone up, and it was just like, just seeing us like playing in the snow the other day, like all of us. Like, it was crazy. Like, and we was, at that time, we were dealing with a lot.
Yeah. And Christmases and everything. One thing is, we, even the kids, we did have each other. We did support each other as much as we could.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, and it's not their job and their role to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be supporting of us.
You know, and
because they've got their own things to deal with, their own things that they have
it's
to
a
do.
shame, but it's like, obviously, like...
And it's horrible to put them through that, and yet it does make you feel crap because, you know, you can't handle that kind of stuff at that time. You don't know what you're going through.
There's a mixture of everything as well. Like, there's a mixture of your work stuff. There's a mixture, obviously, like just like you're saying with what I'd gone through, and even that, it wasn't just work, and also having that self-doubt about yourself in anything to do, and that is obviously because of everything you've been through in your own journey as well. It wasn't just the bullying. It wasn't just, oh, you hated work. You've been through a lot in your childhood. Yeah, which affected you, which you didn't understand either.
No,
and you know what? Even that kind of was such a big thing where it impacted our relationship a lot as well, and us having to understand that without having, although we were told we need to have counselling together. What is it? Couples therapy. Yeah. I think we kind of slowly started to understand it properly, why you are the way you are, all these years, how you've been and how I've been, just due to what we've been through our past childhood experiences and having to overcome that as well as work.
Yes, trust me, it's been. We can smile about it now.
No, I'm not even smiling.
But
I feel really
I mean,
emotional.
I am, because I just feel like we went through hell and back.
I feel like I feel really emotional about it. So
Yes,
emotional
see,
about it.
again, but that's the thing, different perspective. You're connecting and you're feeling emotional about it
Yeah.
because you know it was so difficult. Me, I'm looking at it in the sense that went through hell and back and we got out on the other side.
Yeah.
Where
No, I see that.
Could have been a guy who lost everything
Yeah.
during that journey.
Yeah.
Feeling the way that it did.
Yeah, I felt like at times I could have just completely lost you. There was occasions that it probably would have happened, and that, you know, just the thought of that. I think that's why I get emotional about it. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay.
Shit,
You want me
man.
to get tissue? Shall I just go?
No. I'm fine. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sure is.
But it's the case. Like, you know, you need, when all these people come to us for support,
Yeah.
like on TikTok and stuff, and you think, shit, man, this is like the new one this morning. Like, if we could just sit there and actually talk properly what we've been through and how difficult it's been. Like, you guys don't understand how easy you've got it. You've got family support. You've got, you know, it's mad.
There's people out there who got their brothers, their friends, their parents, or somebody, or someone, or or another. We didn't, so we only had each other. But at the same time, we also.
I think we got through because we had each other as well. Because you never know what.
Yeah.
You know, if you did have people around as well, we've had that. In the
But
past
we
where
also took our frustration out on each other as well.
Definitely.
So, which wasn't easy. So you also see the person going through the pain and the struggle, but at the same time, you're also feeling, like, oh my God, if you could help me more,
Yeah.
and then you're looking and going, if you could deal with more, what we can be giving the kids more. Do you understand how you're affecting?
And then everything else.
It's like, oh.
It's crazy because it just didn't stop there. It didn't stop there. Then everything else happened. We had our channel that did really well, and then how their channel started affecting me as well. And then we had, like, there was so much, and it felt like, I was talking about it today, I was like, shit, it felt like I was now in the position that you were in years ago.
Yeah.
Doing something that I don't want, like, I enjoy, but I hate what comes with it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And that was deteriorating me, making me change. And I finally had that breakthrough where I was like, I can't do this no more. I'm not stepping foot on that
You start
channel.
changing the way that you dress. You stopped going
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Because you kept on getting affected by what everyone else was making you feel.
Sickening. It's sickening. It still is. I mean, even till this day, I don't feel as bad. I do feel bad, but like, even this morning we were starting, the first thing I did was screenshot a comment that I got, like, in my inbox, and I thought, and it just, this morning my head was like, I'm going through what you went through.
Yeah.
And
I mention that to you even now, don't I? I just say,
I love it. I love that we're together, but I hate that side that comes with it. It makes my skin crawl, like, and I didn't realize how much that affected my life. Why it affected me so much. Where other people were like, and why it just, it wouldn't be a big thing. It affected me so much because of what I've been through childhood.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy. You don't put two and two together until you finally sit with yourself, or you finally, like, kind of start having some healing process where you start understanding what's going on.
And that's why sometimes people think that everything comes easy. It's not. Like now, one thing was what we've learned is we are there for each other. We're still, no matter what, we're still there for our kids. But I have to say, what went great was once we did start this journey, because our kids didn't want to go to university either. They actually didn't know what they wanted to do. They weren't sure if they wanted to work. It wasn't like after they got the results, it was more or less COVID came. But they were just like, just before COVID, they were just like, we probably won't go to university. We're not sure what we want to do, where we want to go. And so how we were feeling and what we were going through was also impacting them, that they felt lost.
Yeah.
Because looking at a person who felt lost in, the guy who's supposed to be leading and, setting the example, didn't know where he was going and wasn't happy where he was.
But how were you, what
was obviously going to affect them too.
How were you supposed to have that when you didn't have a male role model to look up to?
Yeah.
How on earth were you supposed to have that?
Yeah.
That man was never in your life.
No. All he did
You
was
didn't have any men in your life.
He cared about other people more than anything
And
else.
I don't think people don't understand that. Obviously there's gonna be people who relate to what you have, but like don't understand how much
he made money, but he now had no relationships with his wife and kids. No relationship at all.
Yeah.
He was too busy just making money.
I feel like,
and then
at the
giving
end
it
of
to
the day,
other people, caring about other people.
At the end of the day, you're a guy. You needed.
So for me, family came first. Like as in,
it's always
my wife
come
and my
first.
kids always.
It's always come first. But for you, as a guy being the only son, you needed that.
Yeah,
Big time, more than probably anyone else in that
turn around and go,
household.
did you like? I did sort of reach out to ask for help and support, but just didn't. It was more or less like, all right. Everything will be all right. Yeah, it's not what you need. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not asking for money. I'm not. It's just that.
But I think we had to draw away when it come to the point where I nearly thought, that's it, I'm losing you. At one point, we all thought we lost you. And that night was the most difficult night. And it's one of those where it will remain in our memories to see that, because it was so hard.
Yeah.
And
not only that, as a guy, you don't want to see yourself in that position. It's something.
And it's me. I was like, oh my God, my son, he needs you. He needs you just as much as you needed a father. I mean, at the end of the day, the girls have got me. The girls in your household, there was a mother, but you needed your father, and you didn't have that. And even now, like, we kind of, obviously, it was just us. You dealing with everything yourself. I'm there, but like whatever monsters were in your head, you had no male person to turn to. And that's where I was on the hunt. Like, I needed to do something. I needed to find someone to help you. And I didn't stop until I got that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, regardless of anything, when you're going through that, when you actually feel so low and depressed, you stop looking at the things that you're grateful for and the things that you always wanted, the things that you have in your life. You don't end up seeing that. All you do is you beat yourself up. You don't see all the things that
everything's
are around
misty.
you.
Everything is misty.
You
it's like
basically, all you do is feel like everything I don't have and everything I wish I was.
Yeah.
And you just more or less
Can you
going,
imagine?
I can't make these people around me happy, and they're probably better off without me.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I understand that mist, because that once you're in that, is if
I'm the one who's making them unhappy, and they have to see this all the time.
Yeah,
and it's horrible.
Coming out on the other side of that mist is just like unbelievable. But like you said, you don't see what you have. You don't, you're just so lost in everything. But even then, like, you'd left work. You've actually finally left.
Yes.
And now we've got something that's working for us, and even that wasn't bringing. No, it didn't matter what it was. Wasn't bringing no joy.
Because it was mentally just you realise, because first all I thought was it was my job.
You realise it was what you've been through.
And that's all it is. I hate my job. If I wasn't in that job, I'll be happy. If I wasn't in that job, I was making money elsewhere, everything would be great. Then we started our YouTube channel together. It was more or less we started it. It was because I love movies. It was a escapism, basically.
It was
something that I could come home and just do together, like the two of us. Well, I would have done it myself. So it was encouraging me to do something for myself that I can enjoy doing at home. And
sorry, I'm just gonna pour myself another glass of wine.
Okay. Yeah, Sweet was basically encouraging me to do something for myself that I enjoy. And I've never done YouTube in my life. And what happened was, I felt, again, sort of insecure, and I just didn't feel like it's something that I could do, be in front of the camera and talk. So I asked her to jump in with me. And I asked everyone else to jump in with me first. My daughters, basically, and they were like, no, Dad, don't want to do it. Sweet was like, why aren't you asking me? And then all of a sudden I went, do you actually want to do it? You don't really watch movies. And she was like going,
if you recall backwards, this was when you wanted to do something completely, you just wanted to do other things.
It was this.
The movie
It was
part.
this. Yes, it was Magic Flicks. I basically asked, and you just went, you keep on asking everyone else, what about me?
Okay.
And
why didn't you ask me?
Because I didn't think you like movies. You hardly watch movies as much as like the girls would.
Right, okay.
Me and the girls watch movies all the time, so I thought they would always
I watch movies. I don't watch anything and everything like they do. They're crazy in that sense.
We would always discuss movies. We'll talk about movies. So I thought it would be great to do that. Watch movies with my kids or trailers with my kids. They'll have something to talk about and say. Whereas I went, well, Sweet, it's not her thing. So, and she was like, you keep on asking everyone else. How come you ain't asking me? And that's when I went, okay, do you want to do it then? And you went, yeah. So I just come back from work one day and we stuck it on, didn't know how to do it, and it just happened. And again, for the first ones, I wrote a script. I wrote a script for the second one, like, what I'm going to say and all that. And she went, chuck the script away. You don't need to do that. You know your stuff. And then the third video was not scripted or anything. Off we went. And it just happened. And all of a sudden, people just loved us two being in front of the camera together, being our genuine self.
It didn't really become about the movie itself. It became about us two that they
Yeah,
loved.
ended up becoming, people started loving us. And it just grew. And all of a sudden, it gave this sense of freedom and feeling that I'm achieving something that I enjoy. And also it gave the strength and the confidence to leave a job that I hated to do something that, you know, we can do together, be our own bosses. And, you know, and when we did it, have to admit, it not only changed our lives, it changed the lives of our children, because straight away it's more or less they saw us doing this, having some sort of goals.
Well, they did. Do you remember when they did say to you, one of them turned around to you, well, hold on, you're pushing us, you're encouraging us, but how can you when you're not?
Basically I kept on saying to them, go to university or do something that you guys are happy. You don't have to go to university, but do something that you guys enjoy. And put this, don't look at money, even if it's like you want to be a dustbinman, be the best that you can. If it's what you want to do it. Doesn't matter about the job. It's something that you can see yourself doing every day and enjoying it.
It's not miserable like you were in work.
And don't be, you know, find something that you're just doing it for the money. And then they turned around and they said, but you're not. And so, you know what what happened was, basically you realize that you're telling them what to do, but you're not practicing what you preach.
Maybe it's something that you needed to hear when you were younger as well.
So that's what they said. They said, but you're not. And then at that point, I just thought, I gotta do something that I want to do related to what I enjoy. And I always wanted to create movies, work in media, make films, come up with stories, film, lighting, camera, whatever, editing. And that's what I studied. So that's what I ended up like starting and doing. No idea how it was gonna go. And they all of a sudden went, guess what? We're going to go uni. Nothing that we were saying. They just sort of like sorted themselves out, saw us just getting on with our stuff and thought, we need to do something. Something. And they...
We were still pushing and encouraging them.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm just saying, but they made the choices of what they want to do. They knew that they didn't want to come in front of the camera and do
They joined us here or
stuff.
there when they wanted to, when they were like...
But I think after a while they realised it wasn't.
No.
But I think what Stuart was saying was that even though I started doing Magic Flicks, again, was self-sabotaging, worried about not being good enough, worried that it's going to fail. You know, I've just left this secure job after 20 years, and if this doesn't work, then I'm going to make my family suffer. How are we going to pay the bills? What job am I going to find if I don't do this, or this
also,
doesn't work?
I think the part of
and the embarrassment as well. That you know, people are watching, and now people who weren't supporting us.
That's it.
They weren't supporting us, and even when we started doing it, they weren't encouraging us. They weren't saying well done. They weren't saying congratulations or anything. But I knew that they were watching. But now, if this fails, they're going to go, haha. You know, and that was.
And it's not even that. You are taking away this title that you have, which is a police officer for 20 years, for what? YouTube.
Yeah, and it was that. So
and
it was
you know, for me, it was just like, oh my god! But you guys don't understand that. My children could have lost their father. I could have lost a husband. Within how bad it had gotten in this house is unreal. Like, I'd rather see him do something. I don't care if it was hard. We weren't even getting paid that money, as long as we were just living a little. Yeah. You know, we could pay the bills and stuff, and he's happy. That's all that mattered.
I worked like mad on it though.
You did, didn't you?
I worked non-stop. It didn't matter what hour of day it was, what time it was.
That's how desperate you were. So much to get out.
Badly. You know, like they say, you forget everything else. It was more or less, I was going to work.
An addiction to you. Like, you come back and you'll text me.
You'll replying back to everyone's messages one by one.
You'll text me and say, make sure you're ready before I come back.
And I'll come back, I'll film, I'll edit till night, get up in the morning, go straight back to work, come back, do it again. It was just like everything. Yeah. And I put all my heart and soul. But it does, you know, like when you've been brought up without having that encouragement, that support, that people who told you that you're going to amount to nothing, you're going to be a failure. It's those words that keep on coming. And then you're thinking that it's okay when you're single. Like now, if I didn't like the police job, I would have just left it. Yeah. I would have gone out and found something else. And that's how I was when I was living with my parents. Don't like a job, leave it. Don't like to study, leave it. You know, move on to something else. Yeah, and I was always like that. Didn't matter. I'll take the leaps. But when you have a family, you feel like you can't take those risks. You feel that, you know what, if this risk doesn't work, it doesn't just bother and affect me, it affects everyone around me. That's how it was. So And then when you do it, and you, even though it's working, I was beating myself up. I was hearing those same voices. You're going to fail. This ain't going to work. You know, you're not good enough. And then when this fails, people are going to be laughing, and you're going to be a laughing stock, and you know.
And I think what didn't help,
and you don't make the money, and your kids are going to not, you know, and they're going to see you also as a failure.
And also, I think it was draining and affecting me, and that was getting to you as well.
Because Sweet was like, the way people were talking and things that they were saying, that was bothering her and affecting her. And she kept on going, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do this. And I was seeing her, and I was reliving what I was going through. I was going, I'm making her do something she doesn't want to do, and people are making her feel unhappy and uncomfortable, but she's doing it for me. I don't want her doing what I did for all these years.
Yeah, at first I did this and I really enjoyed it until you started to see. I was like...
And then that worry was, I don't know how long she's going to last before she turns around and goes, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And if she does that, again, it's going to fail, it's going to break, and I don't know where I'm going to go. Because I love doing this.
I did just that. This year, I kind of switched away from it completely. I took, how many months was I out of it for?
Several months.
Right from the start really of the year. Going through so a lot. Months.
And if you see all the videos I was doing it by myself.
And even then, I felt so guilty that I've made you do this yourself. And obviously now, you know, the income's gone lower. The view count's gone down.
Because people will say, they'll say it's together. Both of you. It's not about, it's not, oh gosh, it'll come on there and we'll be okay. It is the chemistry of both of you, because both the two different perspectives.
Do you know what?
Which is great.
Do you know what? That is the same. That's the same on TikTok. So when we do lives, I could be there. I'd have about 200 people, whatever, 300. It'll come from like, it'll vary from like say 170 to about 200. But as soon as we're together, you see, it just people start engaging a lot.
Especially women.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that women are coming just because of me. As in, they feel more secure. In the sense that, you know, it's not like a girl who's on TikTok trying to get men's attention, right? Which many do.
I hate that.
And then they don't want to write, because they just see men just writing.
Men,
and they're just like going, oh God, we're going to end up getting these messages. But as soon as I end up coming on, they're just going, it's a couple, it's a relationship. And then they get engaged, because it's like, tell us about yourselves.
Yeah.
And then when they
always
realize
hold back on it, it's like we
say it all the time, and then they're going, but we want this, we like this.
We like, come to our podcast. That's where you're going to hear it. And you can come back to it, and you can watch it over again and again. Here we get to speak once.
So, but even now we've come to the point where, guys, I tell you, money didn't mean as much when I was doing this than doing that job that I hated. But money is important, and you've got to work hard to make it work. And we continuously, like Sweet said, again, also people getting into your heads, you know, and how you feel about yourself. Sweet, I thought was going to leave, and that was then destroying me as well. I was like thinking, oh God, I don't know how long is this going to last, how people are going to be. I'm going to still feel like a failure. But now, overcoming all that, if this doesn't work out tomorrow, it doesn't work out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's okay. I gave something a go, and I enjoyed it, and I was happy doing it. I don't give up.
Find something else.
Yeah.
It's built you.
When us two do something together, I know for a fact that
work.
We'll be fine.
And think we'll be
great.
Before, it would have scared us. It would have like, oh my God, if we don't have it tomorrow, what we're going to do? It's built us in who the people we're supposed to be. You know, that kind of people we were supposed to be, like from such a young age. That kind of confidence, the kind of strength that your parents should give you, the encouragement that you've got this, doesn't matter whatever else now. We've had to do that ourselves. And I know if it was last year, and I'd ask you the same question, if there was no MF, what would you have done?
MF is our channel.
You would have been like, I don't even want to think about it. I was screwed. No. But now we know tomorrow, if that even got closed down, we could make something happen.
And I said this,
just us each other supporting each other.
And I said to Sweet, now even if like tomorrow she decides that she doesn't want to do Magic Flicks, if I still enjoy it, I'll do it as a hobby. I'll just still do the videos that I want to do. You just do what you got to do.
Because trust me, guys, as much as I love it, it's fine. As much as the side I love it, I feel like there's more of a side that I hate of it, and I do like really hate what comes along with it, and I really can't wait to talk about that. I'm so
different. I mean, when it comes to, there's certain videos that I look at and I'm going, it's not me. But you know, when it comes to movies and trailers and stuff like that, I love it.
I love that. That's we both love that side though.
You could just see the energy just goes
like
so
today,
much up a
like
notch.
Today, it was just the energy was like crazy, wasn't
Fantastic. You know, and it's like I've got so much to talk about, so much I want to share. It's just like
it's just
how I would
nonsense
be.
that you have to deal with. Like you would not even give a time of day.
So it's like that. So it's not something that I would ever pack. But
I feel like overall,
I don't worry about the money on it anymore.
Overall, what we're trying to, we've given you a whole lowdown of what our life's been like, but the whole conversation was going to be about like financially in a relationship. That's what trouble people have been asking us, you know, and it isn't easy. I don't know how other people's financial status is, but compared to what we were going through as well as finance.
I think making only one salary and having six people, when I see sometimes now, you know, like my kids sometimes going, they're working, their boyfriend's working or something or the other, and they struggling for this, struggling. I'm looking at them going, you got about 2 or 3 salaries coming there. Why are you not struggling?
Yeah.
You know, I done it with one. Even when
then I'm hoping,
you guys were kids and I had a mortgage to pay.
You know what? Then I'm hoping that they actually do think about these times, or do they not? Or does it go over their heads?
So it's not just now. This is what we were doing when when they were little kids. We had one salary coming in and we were
of course, like she's been going on, the older one's been going on about how like obviously moving in and she's been buying things for the house and stuff, but they have not got a washing machine, so she's been like washing the clothes in the bathtub. And I was like, you know, when we moved here, the first house that we had, darling, I had to wash your lot's clothes by hand as well, trust me, and I had kids, so you're okay, it's just you two, you and your partner.
And this is the thing, guys, it's basically that it's not always going to be easy, and it's not always, at the end of the day, it's what's your expectations as well. You could be making a lot more money than somebody else, but it depends on what your lifestyle is and what you see from life. It's like now also how your mind works. A year ago I would have gone, this has to work no matter what. It's not only that.
Oh God, yeah.
When you basically looking at it and you're going,
the pressure you put on yourself is unreal.
I can't have people look at me like if I'm a failure or I'm a laughing stock, or you know, or that kind of thing. Certainly how you felt about yourself, or how you thought people looked at you. I've got something to prove. Like, even though you lot weren't there, I'm gonna look. I did it anyway. I say, now it's just like I couldn't care less.
Can I say back then, like when I used to be your big, like I'm like, I know you as a person. I know what you can achieve. I know you've got it in you. You've got more than what you're doing. I know you can do so much more because I see it in your nose. And then when she used to it didn't matter though, did it? Because it's like
that worked in 2 ways. Number one, she used to encourage me and support me, and she was my biggest cheerleader, which was great. But at the same time, it's like when she was telling me that you are capable of more, and you know, and you are able to do it, I just look at myself and going, I can't do it though. Can you not see? Clearly, you see all this, but it's not happening. So clearly, what you're seeing is wasn't actually sometimes working against, because you're like going, she could see it, or she sees something in me, and I can't do it. So he used to beat me up as well at the same time. Yeah. Like going, she keeps on telling me I can achieve anything, I could do anything.
No, what I'm trying to say is it didn't matter. Like it didn't matter if I said it to you or not. If I was your biggest cheerleader, like you say I was, I still am. As I know you can do wonders, but it's like it didn't matter. Whatever came out my mouth, it just, you didn't feel it, you didn't see it.
Like I said, it just felt like, you see that, but you understand that it ended up feeling like an added pressure. Do you know you can be something? Like,
as you know, for me, it's more like I can see someone just wasting away. He's got so much talent here. This man can do so much, and I've known you from day one, since the day I've met you. I just know you have. Well,
I just think we work so much better when we're together.
And the thing is,
I just that's how I see it. It's not that we can't do things that are individual, and we probably will do things that are individual.
Yeah.
And and just because I think sometimes there's things that you want to talk about that are totally different, and that
I think what we've learned also is
together it works a lot.
It's not even that. It's like what we've learned is, I think, with everything that we've been through in life, like, yes, it's been freaking difficult. It has been. We've supported each other. Although there's been times where like, I could walk away from this. I could really we could both walk away from this anytime now. But we've realised is like, we can't walk away from it. We both know what we've been through, and there's no one else who could give us what each other can give each other to get through whatever we've got to get through. There's no one else. I know we probably needed whatever we needed years ago, but we've only got each other to give that, like, kind of thing, and nothing else matters. And I know for a fact that that's it. And this is where the new ground, I feel like, a layer is, where we We don't need nothing else. And that's why I said, right, well, we brought up, like, if something now tomorrow did happen with MF or whatever else, not, I know we'll be fine.
Yeah, and like, I know you keep on saying MF, but yeah, people are going, it's our YouTube channel. We got over 700,000 subscribers on there. But
sorry, MF.
Yeah, so, and she keeps saying, because I don't want you thinking she's swearing.
That's what I call it.
Going on. But anyway, yeah, so we got that. But the only thing is, like I said, sometimes you got to remove the fear. The fear was losing something that you worked so hard on to build. But the thing is, you forget that if you built something once, you can build something again. And not only that, if you hide behind that fear that, you know what would happen if people stop watching, or if the channel goes, even that, you can have so many copyright issues, which we are having now, going, God, if the channel shuts down, what I'm going to do?
It was such a headache.
Now I'm just like this. I've just gone through it going, okay, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What we'll do is, one thing is, for sure, I don't want to work for anyone else, nor does she. I can't stand it. If I have to pay the bills, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I would constantly think of what else can we do together if we have to. Not only that, we've got friends now who we've made who give us ideas of things that we can do. And there's always going to be something that we can. And so there's no issue.
The way they make money, we'd be millionaires by now. Yeah. It's not something that we would be happy.
It's just something that we don't want to do. But they always going, why aren't you like doing this? It's just that it's not the businesses that they're in.
It's not even
not illegal or anything before, you know.
It's not even that. It's that we've realised on this journey of ours, we've done so many things in our life where we've just not been happy doing something just for the sake of it. We know for a fact that we
don't do it for money. Yeah. And that's the thing. If we have to do it for money, we will do it for money. But the thing is, at the moment, don't do it just because everyone else is doing it and it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes do it because you're going to enjoy it. Because I've done that before. And that's why each time when people tell us you can do this with us, that with us, I go, yeah, we can. But am I going to be happy?
Yeah.
Am I going to enjoy it?
Yeah, that's it.
But even now, it's just like that feeling of worst case scenario, if things don't go to plan and you have to downsize your house or you have to adjust things around, you know what? It's not one person. Now I know that we've got each other's back. That it's not like, oh my God, you're a loser. Oh my God, we were living in this kind of a house and now we're not, and this, that, and the other. I know that it's more or less going, it's all right. If that's what we have to do, then we'll do that to rebuild and we'll get to wherever we got to.
And I feel like our foundation is so much more stronger within us too. It's crazy, especially what we've been through. The foundation is so much more stronger. And I know from having that foundation, everything else will just fly by. Like you said, if it wasn't there tomorrow. And
I realise more than anything that if there's anyone in this world who's got my back, it's my wife. No matter what. So I know for a fact that with her behind me, anything and everything's possible. I could do it because she's always got my back. She's always encouraging. She's always been supportive. And not only that, all that we've created and done, from the kids that we've had to the home to Magic Flicks to our podcasts and everything, I couldn't do it without her. And I mean, both of us have had to work hard together. It wasn't just because I was going out there and making that salary. Everything that she kept together, from like the kids supporting me, all that, I wouldn't be working and doing what I was doing if she didn't have that all together, considering what she was going through, which I know. So we've learned more or less that even if the whole world turns away and doesn't support you or help you, there's two people, or shall I say two beings, that will always be there. Number one, I would say, we've got each other's back. But God, it was like, there was a song that came on this morning that we heard, that gunfire, gun kind of thing, and she was talking about how no one was there. And it sort of came on, and it was more or less, that song was, when nobody was there for, me or you kind of thing, he was still there. And they realised that you wasn't going alone, that we didn't.
Yeah.
And
it also, as much as I was saying,
God was always had our back, and even at that time, there was someone who helped and supported us, was working for God. Remember?
And the thing is, like, even at that time, regardless of how difficult it was, like hearing that song this morning, I was saying there was times in my life where I was like, I resented him. I was like, the word, don't even talk to me about God, because it was so difficult. Why would God put you through this? It's that difficult. It's that hard. Like, there's a God out there, then he wouldn't let you go to what the hell is going on. Why do we deserve this for? And like this morning, hearing that song, like you're saying, we were doing a live and people were asking us all these questions, and it's just like, it's nice that people come to us for that kind of information. and yet we're not really open on TikTok. We always say, come over here, this is where, you know, you can always come back to our videos, whatever else not.
I always feel like I'm repeating myself when
It's annoying because people will ask the same questions. Are you not married? How do you know each other? Like,
yeah,
you got kids. You feel like you're repeating yourself. So we're like, yeah, we
what
got
do you
a podcast.
do for a living?
Just go watch us over there and see what we have to say. But like this morning, hearing what people had to say, and then thinking those, you know, when it takes you back, like, you know, that time when you're like, you're so angry with God. And now I'm in this position, and I'm so grateful that I'm in this position, that I'm actually here today to say that, you know, those difficult times that we've made it through. Not only have we made it through, but we're so much more stronger in ourselves, and we understand. The main thing is we understand why we've gone through it, because we are such better people. We are better people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we weren't good people, but we weren't strong enough. Like, we didn't understand what we were going through, why we were going through it, and he's built us.
And we also
he's built us.
He's put those besides ourselves.
He's put those circumstances, those difficult moments for us to get through, to build us. To, like, now, I know, like I said, if it was last year, you would have been. I don't know if I wouldn't even want to like say what you would be like, because if I said to you, "There's no MF Magic Flicks," you would have been like, "What are we gonna do?" And that's what I mean. It's built us like to be resilient and understand why we are the way we are. That tomorrow we can do anything together.
Yeah.
It's made us so much more stronger in ourselves, and it just feels amazing that that journey has got us to where we should have probably have been years ago.
Yeah.
But because of all the noise that's gone on, we've got there.
Feel a lot more free, and honestly, this year things haven't stopped happening. We've had copyright strikes. There's been other issues and
things
other
are
problems.
always going to happen, but
everything's
I feel like we're at such a better place.
How we would have dealt with them before is totally different. A lot of bad things have happened this year as well. But it just went, oh, okay, we'll deal with this.
Yeah.
And the attitude changed.
Yeah,
in
true.
it.
Definitely.
That we're okay. And Srit was just basically going, huh? Like going, you know, he would normally have been stressed out of his head. He would have been like this, that, and the other, anxious. No. You know, he's just like going. He's still just carrying on. He just like seems okay. Is he okay? He's like double checking on me, going, is he okay? Considering this is happening, this is happening. But he seems okay. Why is he okay?
And you know, when you see changes in people, I feel like, as much as it's hard because you've seen the version of them that they've always been, you've got to like really tiptoe around not being able, like, I feel like that's something we both need to work on as well, because there is changes in us. There's a lot of changes in us, how we would have handled situations before to how we do now, but not reminding each other, like, you know, but it's just acknowledging in a nice way, maybe like, I don't know, somehow in a nice way, just saying it like, oh, wow, I just love how you handled that or whatever, and not saying, oh, you know, last year you would have been this fucking or whatever else, not because you would have. Again, it's not nice, it's like, it? Just it reminds you of all
because you're like, yeah, I was, you know what,
and I didn't need to be like that, but it's not your fault, because you've been through enough shit to make it. You were that person because of what you've been through, and you didn't know anything better, and it's not your fault. But look at you now. Also,
it shows you, look, problems and issues don't go away, financial situation don't go away, but the character that it builds in you, that's the thing that matters. You become more resilient. You end up starting looking things in a different way. Like I said, you know what, you just look at it and you're going, well, you know, as long as we've got each other and we keep supporting, it doesn't matter on the size of your house, it doesn't matter if there's certain things that you don't do or what other people are doing. And, you know,
honestly, with the program we watched last night, I don't give two shits if we downsize our house whatsoever. I'd live in a caravan. I'd be happy. I don't know where I'd put my clothes though.
Yeah, we need 2 caravans, one just for her clothes and one for us.
It'd be cheaper than having a house though, wouldn't it? Having 2 caravans, one for my clothes, for my shoes, and then where would yours go?
Mine would be just outside. I ain't got much. Mine are just this. It's fine. But no, honestly, we can laugh about stuff now, and you know, I think, guys, if we can go through the stuff that we've been through, having kids, families to support, one salary, and feeling the way that we did from childhood, not good enough, fear of failing, not having people to support you, have your back, clap, cheer, and all that kind of stuff. If we can get through that, it took a lot of patience, it took a lot of strength, and you know, determination, encouragement, support, love, kindness, God. if we can do it, then trust me, if you guys, many of you guys out there probably realize that you're in so much of a better place. You probably got support of your parents, probably got 2 incomes, probably things, got friends who are there and everything like that. If you've got those things, value them. I know sometimes you don't see it, but it's when you do wake up, you realize that you got more than you can ever imagine. And with what you have, you can do and be anyone you want. And I would still support and encourage people to follow their dreams, regardless of anything. It doesn't matter what age. I think that was another thing. Being people in your 40s, you do sometimes think, oh my God, people looking at it and going, you like doing YouTube, you like doing this, and you like get yourself a proper job, blah, blah, blah. It works for us. And, don't let people put you down or make you think otherwise. Follow your dream, whatever it might be. Give it a go. Even if you got a job, do it on the side. That's what we did. Yeah. And you just need one person who's got your back. One person. And like they say, behind every great man, there's usually an amazing wife. I'm just grateful that I've got mine. So maybe that's what you need to look for.
You're good at your speech. You're going to make me cry again. Don't do that, please.
Yeah, so I don't know if we went in the right way of the finances. Trust me, we don't script things. We just get on with our stuff. But loads of people, I love the support that we have now from people who turn around and say couple goals, parent goals, we love your chemistry. And the more and more they say that, that gives us that feeling of, that's more than anything, more than money, more than,
it really is.
More love than I ever had 20 years in the police force. It didn't matter if I saved the victim from murder or from drowning or this or car accident, mouth to mouth, this, that, the other.
You didn't even get a certificate. You didn't get nothing when you left. 20 years you did. And they didn't even
I didn't
acknowledge.
take even a day off work once. But didn't get no appreciation from the job, didn't get appreciation from people. And it was just that's your role.
You were just another number.
That's it. But here, the love that you get, the things that people say, DMs and emails and stuff like that. Wish you were our parents.
And the thing
wish we had a brother like you or a sister like you.
You know what the thing is?
Things like that. It fills your heart up that really I'm doing something that's amazing.
The thing is, these people yet don't even know us. I mean, we've spoken a lot today. They always ask, we never speak on our podcast about what we've been through, whatever. No, people know little things, just little minor things. I mean, everyone goes through those things. But like what we've spoken about today, no one knows none of that stuff, but yet they look up at us. They look up and they're like, God, you guys are a couple goals. I'm like, why? You don't know nothing about us just because we're a couple who we sit on TikTok or we do.
I mean, they just find that amazing that they're a couple who actually...
if you knew what we went through.
Chemistry and get on with each other, can actually work with each other, do everything together,
if you guys
be friends.
knew what we went through, then I would respect.
By the way, this isn't half of it, guys. Everything that you'll have heard, just about this is just minor. A few years of the past journey before we started Magic Flicks. That's all it is. You lot haven't heard the half of it. There's so much more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Am I right?
Yeah.
There's so much more.
We're going to end it there though, because this has been long enough. And yeah,
hopefully
first podcast that I've got tearful on.
Yeah,
and I haven't even begun drinking. Just imagine if I had drank, I'd be like boo-hooing like crazy.
If you guys can either share your stories or if there anything else that you guys just want us to ask us or for us to talk about, do write down in the comments below. And we again appreciate your love and support. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast, and
I'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Take care. Bye.